Yeah, may I respond?
Go ahead.
My comment is fairly simple. All these reactors go through a process of safety hazards evaluation involving a multidisciplinary process, and I've been part of that, and I've been actively associated with that. So to say that things occur without any thought being applied, and therefore something is being pushed down the Indian people or the Sri Lankan people is
no. He asked you something specific.
Absurd.
He asked you something specific
at all.
I don't know the technical name he used, but Mr. Gopalakrishnan, Dr. Gopalakrishnan used a technical name there to say something.
Can I ask this?
Counter question? Yes, counter question. Go on.
May I ask this to Dr. Santhanam directly? Santhanam, what I am saying is that we have done probabilistic safety analysis level 1, which gives a core melt frequency. But what is required to answer the Sri Lankan question and also the question of the protesters in Kudankulam is a level 3 analysis, which will only tell in how much of radioactivity is likely to be released in the case of a major accident and in what direction, depending on the wind direction, wind velocity and the time of the year, in which direction that radioactivity is likely to move. I can vouch for it that the Indian Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, now the Department of Atomic Energy, does not have the wherewithal.
Now he wants to respond. Now he wants to respond. Yes, he's responding tonight. Go ahead.
I must respond that in the safety evaluation of even thinking of a reactor before you commission it, all these aspects are gone through, including fairly detailed safety analysis and the likely occurrence of an accident and what it can, damage it can do. So this is part of old acquainted MCA, maximum credible analysis, but there are also minimum credible analysis. These are done routinely. To say that this has not occurred at all is a far, far away from
He's not buying that. Dr. Gopalakrishnan is not buying that argument tonight.
Absolutely not.
He's not buying that argument tonight.
He's evading the issue.
You're evading the issue, he says.
He's evading the issue. Let him answer. Is there something called level 3 analysis which other agencies are doing? And why we have not done it?
Why
because we have a closed system on which nobody is demanding DAE forcefully enough to produce these
Dr.
results.
Santhanam,
and
let's come
they are
to
taking this umbrage.
This level 3 test. Do we have the wherewithal? Have we done it? Does it depend on geographical location? If you today buy a system from Iceland and you put it in Czechoslovakia, will the geographical location, the wind factor, etc., make no impact on the results that we have? Because you said this is all part of, this is all part of the technology we buy. When we buy the technology, all of this is already done for us. Have we served the localized interest? Multiple questions coming here, Mr. Santhanam, and Dr. Gopalakrishnan is accusing you of evading the issue. He's accusing you of evading the issue.
No problem at all.
Now, if I...
One second. No problem at all.
Okay, sir.
Let me answer. The risk analysis that he mentioned, Gopalakrishnan, he was part of my establishment until recently. We do all these analysis ourselves, but we do not make it public for a variety of public interests. Now, if you want more information to be made available, I think we have to move government to make all these public so that people who want to have an informed debate can join the debate.
Have done, can't reveal.
Opinions being expressed.
Have done, can't reveal. The answer. Have done, can't reveal. Have done the test but will not reveal.
No. But I am telling you because I was chairman of the AERB for 3 years. We haven't done it. We haven't done it since then also. So this claim of Santhanam, and Santhanam has been sitting in defense department most of the time. He was not in the atomic energy doing these things. I have sat there and I know what was going on.
I was there for 15 years.
Done. It is not.
I was there for 15 years.
Look, Mr. Santhanam, I challenge you.
Come on.
Let them produce. This secrecy that you are claiming doesn't exist. This secrecy, what is the secrecy? Which part of India will be affected if there is an accident? How can you keep it secret when you have to prepare those people for a disaster? You have to tell those people to evacuate. Which people you would tell? You, the district collector, will have to know. Everybody will have to know.
Mr. Santhanam is responding again to you, sir. Leo Saldanha coming to you right after that. Mr. Santhanam is responding to you one more time. Yes, Mr. Santhanam.
No, I only say that these reports are made available and distributed to government. at what levels of government it should go, whether it should go to the deputy collector, assistant collector, even the LDC downstairs, it doesn't matter to me. But this information is available to government, and if they want to act on it and they want to...
It is not available.
Regulatory bodies, as I have done before, no problem at all. What is the difficulty?
Well, the difficulty is that there are...
part of the system, you'll
The difficulty, Mr. Santhanam, is that there are tens of millions of people living around that area. And the Lankan concern for their own people has made people in India once again say that if Sri Lankan concerns are there, we can't dismiss them also as political. The whole world, anyone who opposes nuclear plants or has concerns about them is not necessarily political. Leo Saldanha has been wanting to come back to the debate. Yes, Mr. Saldanha, it's over to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was just going to say that one can crush the movement in India using brutal police powers. Mr. Santhanam, if I can, I'm not barking up the wrong tree. I'm raising a legitimate concern. India can I just finish? India can crush a movement ruthlessly using brutal police powers, but India does not have that long arm reaching out into Sri Lanka. Now, Sri Lankan government is accountable to its own people, and there are concerns within the Sri Lankan communities, and especially the coastal communities in the northwest, that they are in the highly vulnerable zone. Now, this is a matter, this is of course the question, because level 3 analysis would also factor in all of those concerns, and the important issue here is that have we taken not just people of India into confidence, but our neighbors into confidence, especially given the risks that nuclear accidents can cause, not just locally, but regionally and subnationally, and the documents you are talking about are all public.
Courage, go and read the reports.
Are beyond. No, it's not the question of courage. It's a question of transparency of the government. The government is essentially saying that we have the documents, but we are not willing to share it. This might work. This might work in bluffing, people in India, but it won't work across the international borders. And that is the kind of legitimate concerns which IAEA is bound to take up. IAEA is a body which cannot. IAEA is not a body. IAEA is not a body which is playing politics. It is filled with people who know what they are talking, and they don't have an obvious political interest between India and Sri Lanka.
This analysis. Now,
that has to be taken into account at the highest levels in Canada.
Well, it still doesn't answer my question, sir. It doesn't answer my question to you, Dr. Gopalakrishnan. Why are they raising it now? Why are they raising this now?
I'm telling you, they have raised it earlier also. They were waiting because as the construction was still in early stages, what they are asking is this analysis could be done. You didn't have to wait for the reactor to be built to do the analysis and give the results. All that the convention that we have signed, the International Safety Convention, we are party to it, and we are in direct violation of Section 16.
No, but Fukushima happened in March 2011. If the Lankans are saying today we got worried after Fukushima, what were they doing for 1 year?
No. You may have got worried after Fukushima, but the worry with the Sri Lankan people have been right from.
Sir, Champika Rankawa, who is the power and energy minister, says my fears stem from Chernobyl and Fukushima. Fukushima happened on March 11, 2011.
You may have said that. But let the DAE and you please do not try to take shield yourself behind Fukushima. I am telling you very clearly, even without Fukushima happening, we had an obligation to provide the Sri Lankans with the full details of the impact that we expect the Sri Lankans may have, which we have not done.
Mr. Santhanam, this is going to open it up.
We have not even given it to our own people.
Mr. Santhanam, we are going to open it up.
We have not given it even to our people.
This debate is going to be opened up. You cannot silence the Lankans in the manner that you can silence Leo Saldanha, perhaps.
No problem at all.
Well, I am not challenging Mr. Santhanam's argument because he's not made anything
inform the people.
No, 1 second. Inform just because you're not a nuclear.
I might be an uninformed. No, I might be uninformed, but I think I have a right to live, and I have a right to live in a way that I feel comfortable, not just for myself, but for generations to come.
Mr. Santhanam, that comes from Leo Saldanha.
This is an intergenerational question. Nuclear energy is not something that you set up and say, after my lifetime it's all over. The concerns will magnify as we go on.
Yes, Mr. Santhanam.
No, the level of understanding is based on the amount of transparency the Indian government is willing to demonstrate.
How can you have understanding if there is no transparency? He's throwing the question back at you. How can you be understanding if there is no transparency?
What documents are on the Nuclear Power Corporation's website that I can download and say, I feel confident? I don't like your statement at all.
No, it depends,
because your statement is loaded.
The society
your statement doesn't sound scientific at all.
We have a parliament.
I don't want your opinion. I want an argument.
What more do you want?
I want a technical scientific argument. I can understand what Dr. Gopal Krishna is saying. Dr. Gopal Krishna is saying there are different types of analysis and the public must be convinced that all these analyses have been done and thereafter this nuclear power plant is safe. But apparently you have not done that.
You see,
no, it has occurred.
The first phase is to determine whether the core will melt. The second phase is to determine whether containment will stay. No, Mr. Santhanam, all the days of these arguments are gone. Now you have to come down. If you have a report on this, ask the Department of Atomic Energy to make it openly available. There is absolutely no
we will have people like you
state secret involved in this.
Commenting. And I think this
I think you should not make it this inside-outside business. This is dangerous debate. No, this inside-outside is totally uncalled for. There is no one inside-outside. We are all working for common welfare and for everyone's public safety.
Yeah,
if you can share a document with the IAEA and the Sri Lankan government, you must first share it with me. As a person and a public person in India, I think I have a first right to access that.
Would you like to explain, Mr. Santhanam, what you meant by inside-outside and when you made that observation to Dr. Gopalakrishnan? Could you please explain?
You know, there are people who have been inside and then they have moved outside. They suddenly become critics of the government when they are outside.
When it comes to issues of nuclear safety, why should there be an inside and outside?
I was critic the day after I left also I was critical.
Why should an issue of nuclear safety be...
Because of people like me, you are not able to bluff. That is the reason.
No, I'm not able to bluff.
Army man makes a statement of honesty. They accuse him of being anti-national. That's the kind of debate we are having in this country,
we are friends for a long time. You know you are bluffing.
Okay, gentlemen.
I know I'm not. I know you're misleading.
Okay,
I'm being polite.
Mr. Santhanam.
You produce that report. You tell Dr. Banerjee to release that report. What is the harm in that? It is a matter of lives of so many people around there. So what is secret about it? No, you have come to defend him, so you tell him.
No, you ask him. You raise the question, you get an answer.
No, but Mr. Santhanam,
either you come fully armed.
I'm saying tonight,
and be able
to former chairman of AARB
or just keep quiet about it.
I would like to know tonight, as an Aam Aadmi, what is the harm in putting all the papers out and saying, you know, we've tested everything is safe, here are the reports, this is the level of test. Now, if any nuclear scientist like Dr. Gopalakrishnan wants to challenge it, come ahead and challenge it and we'll take you head on. But not to release the information is another kind of argument. That's the story tonight. Now, I don't think anyone's bluffing. I just think that we have different points of view. And at least on the News Hour, we respect different points of view. We respect each one of our panelists. And that's why they're on the News Hour tonight. So with a big thank you to Dr. Santhanam, who we have known for a long time as a well-known nuclear scientist and administrator, to Dr. Gopalakrishnan, who we respect, and Rio Saldana for his fearless views. May we continue to disagree till we get to the truth. Thank you very much for joining me on News Hour Debate number 2.